Hello, friends. Welcome to Dream to Done, the podcast for moms who are ready to discover their dreams and goals again and actually do them. If you've been feeling a little lost in motherhood, I'm here to get you off the back burner and start taking a turn for yourself. I'm your host, Jessica Erickson, a certified life coach and your accountability cheerleader. Each week, you'll hear tips and tricks on doing life with a few kids, interviews with inspiring guests, and real talk on momming. I want you to discover your dreams, even in the messy middle of motherhood, because you deserve happiness too. You will also see that a mom achieving her goals and dreams lifts those around her. You deserve to take a turn in your life without feeling guilty. I am always cheering for you. Here we go. Hello, and welcome to the Dream to Done podcast. This is episode 3, and I'm your host, Jessica Erickson. Today, we're going to talk about something that is so easy, it's often overlooked and forgotten. It's a problem I see all the time. It's a problem that I've had in the past and will probably still continue to have. It's a problem that we think we have to do everything by ourselves. We have to do it alone. Whether it's trying to be independent or self-sufficient or prove that we can do something by ourselves, we get it in our heads that we have to do it alone. Like somehow it doesn't count if someone else helps you. Do you want to know one of the secrets I used to getting 13 out of 16 of my goals accomplished in 1 year? I got help. I should say we accomplished 13 out of 16 of my goals. I did not do it alone, and you don't have to either. It still counts, and you get credit. When I had my first child, I had another woman who came and asked me if I had gotten an epidural. And I said, yes, I did. I got the epidural. And she said, oh, so you cheated. I was like, yes, if getting an epidural is cheating, then you can consider me a big fat cheater. No judgment. If you did natural childbirth, hooray for you. But if the goal was to get the baby out of my body, it doesn't really matter how I did that. Getting a C-section, an epidural, or doing it natural, it all counts. You did it. Congratulations. And it should be celebrated. So anyway, what I would ask you is to ask yourself what the goal is and ask who can help me. Sometimes it's obvious and sometimes it's not. We'll go through those goals that I did in 2023 and I'll kind of share with you how I got help. So taking my daughter to an amusement park, my parents babysat. So I got some childcare. Taking my family to England, my husband helped, my parents helped, my kids actually helped plan it too, which took a ton of pressure off. Instead of me trying to plan the whole thing by myself, I asked every person that was going what one thing they wanted to do was. And then we made sure that we got that one thing on the schedule. You could have also hired a travel agent. So there's lots of ways you can get help with travel. Going to my family reunion with boundaries in place, I had my life coach help me with that. Organizing my office and garage, I actually hired a professional organizer and I got it done way faster with her. And she's going to come on later. So be tuned in for another episode where she's going to come and teach us all of her organizing skills. Getting my website up, I purchased a template. That was a shortcut. That was cheating. Yes, I cheated. I bought a template. I also had a business coach that was helping me fine tune. Curating a playlist for the car. I could totally have done this on my own, but I even cheated. I stole a list from a fellow coach, Jen. I took her list from a retreat and tweaked it a little bit. So there you go. Taking 2 to 3 clients per month. I had a life coach who was holding me accountable to that. If I thought about going over, I would be like, no, wait, I'm going to have to tell her that I took an extra client. Ooh, didn't want to do that. So life coach can help you with that. Performing a ballroom dance number, I needed a dance partner. I needed a coach and a studio to perform it in. So lots of people helped with that. Photographing my own kids. I had to get my kids on board to do that. And I did that with bribery. So some ice cream definitely helped get my kids to cooperate. Finding ways to love myself. To be honest, I just needed a little bit of time to take care of myself. So some childcare was in order. Spiritual goal, again, I just needed a little bit of time. Childcare. Helping organize the computer. Still working on that. And I did need some childcare. The other thing I needed was some help from tech help. So I am getting help from Google and I'm getting help from Dropbox, and I'm getting help from lots of like programs. Finishing my birthday books. This is an interesting one. I'm a little bit of a design control freak, so I can't outsource that, but you could. Like, you can upload your photos to an account like Shutterfly, and they will make a book for you. But for me, I needed some childcare to get that done. So, when you enlist help, you will start seeing your goals go from dream to being done. The first thing I would tell you to do is to enlist your kids. They are capable of more than you think, so let them try. I wanted to give you a little example of our laundry situation. My older three kids all do their own laundry. So, washer, dryer, folding, putting it all away, they all do it by themselves. My youngest, however, I've been doing the laundry for her. And one day I thought we were going to be switching the laundry from the washer to the dryer, and we started moving it in, and she's helping. She's helping put everything into the dryer. And then I was like, okay, time for the dryer sheets. And she said, I'll get it. And I was like, what do you mean you're going to get it? And she said, I show you. And so she opened the dryer, used the dryer as a stepping stool, climbed up on top of the dryer, got out the dryer sheets, threw them in. And then she said, close the door. And I closed the door, and she pushed the buttons to start the dryer. She's capable of more than I give her credit for. So let them try. One little note with that is, if you are going to ask your kids to do something, make sure they have all the tools to be able to do it, preferably at their height level so they don't need to climb anything to get it. Kids can also help by stepping up with chores, sorting things for you, understanding what you want. If they understand what your goal is, they're so much more likely to help you get it done and kind of encourage you along the way, too. When my kids know that I'm working on something, they will be like, hey, mom, did you finish that thing yet? And I'll be like, oh, shoot, I didn't. Little accountability buddies. They can help you by going to your show. How many times do you go to their practices and games? If you have something you're performing in, they can come and support you. And you can also teach them how to do things. So, like with my birthday books, I actually taught my oldest daughter how to use the software and programming and stuff, and she can actually make her own now. So, they're more capable than you think. So, step one, enlist them. Now, you might be thinking, Jessica, I don't have enough money to buy a professional organizer or a business coach or childcare. My first question would be, how do you know? Do you even know how much it costs? Is there a way to get it for free or cheap? How much would it be worth to you to get this dream done? There's lots of different levels of getting help. So if my goal is to get help with the kids, I could hire a daycare center to watch them from 7 to 6, Monday through Friday. That would be pretty expensive, right? But you could also do 2 days. That's what I'm doing with my youngest right now, is she's in daycare 2 days a week. You could also hire a teenager. They're way cheaper. You could ask spouse, grandparents, or friends. You could do an exchange for childcare, or cheapest option, you say yes to a movie and you let Netflix watch your kids for an hour or two while you get something done. I'm not saying that's the best parenting strategy all day, every day. Don't get me wrong there. But occasionally, I will let them watch a movie or do some extra screen time because mama needs to get something done. Let's say your goal is to have a clean house. Again, you can pay house cleaners to come and clean your house. You could hire a teenager. You can delegate it to the kids, or you can do it all yourself. Totally up to you, but just realize there's lots of options. And let's say your goal is to get in shape. You could hire a personal trainer and a nutritionist. You could also join a gym or get a meal plan. You could watch some YouTube videos, or you could simply get outside and walk. There's lots of ways to get started, really expensive, all the way down to cheap or free. Let's say you want to go on a big trip. You could hire a travel company. You could also hire a travel agent, which is often free, and we'll talk about more in a later episode. You could get some family support, or you could plan it all on your own. Now, a few of my goals, you'll notice that I said I have a life coach, or I had a life coach in place to help me with those specific things. I want to help you understand why a life coach can be helpful. First of all, they provide clarity. When I came home from my retreat with what I thought were 12 goals, My life coach was like, actually, this is 16. And when I thought about it, I was like, you're absolutely right. That is 16. That's not 12. That helped me. And then getting like a realistic timeline. I was like, oh, I think I can do this in like a couple weeks. And she was really helpful to be like, I don't know about maybe a couple months, or maybe this is like a year or two. Real quick example, I was like, hey, I want to run a marathon. And she was like, have you run it all? And I was like, no. And she's like, so maybe let's back it off to a half marathon, or maybe let's try a, 5K first. So helping me be a little bit more realistic. She also helped me create a plan exactly like what I wanted to do. A life coach can also help with accountability. Some personality types, which we will talk about in a later episode, some personality types, you just need a human being to be accountable to. And when you are, it's easier to say no to things that would distract you. When you know that you're going to say yes to the things that you are actively trying to accomplish, it's much easier to say no to things that would distract you. Life coaches can help you with celebrating your successes. Sometimes all we need is a little push and a little acknowledgement that what we did was hard and we need to celebrate it. Coaches can help with identifying your limiting beliefs. Sometimes you don't even realize that it's there, and they can help you see what you aren't seeing. And a life coach can help hold space for you to realize how you're feeling about things and how you're thinking about things. Having someone hold space for you is a beautiful thing. And I just cannot emphasize how wonderful it is when somebody will hold space for you. So I want you to think of a goal that you're working on, a dream you'd like to achieve. Maybe it's a feeling you would like to feel. And now I want to ask you, who can help? Who can help you with that? Is it a person? Is it a travel agent? Is it a friend? Is it an organizer? Maybe it's your kids. If that someone is a life coach, you want someone to give you some clarity, some accountability, some celebration, identifying your limiting beliefs and holding space for you. If that's me, I'm here for you. I encourage you to subscribe to this podcast. I'll be sharing more tips like this, and I want you to go from dream to done. So DM me if you have a goal you're working on or if you're feeling stuck. I want to know what you want to do. What is your dream? What is your goal? And let's get it done. I'm cheering for you. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Dream to Done. If you enjoyed today's episode, it would mean so much if you would leave a rating and review. It helps more moms like you find the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast player. I'll see you in next week's episode. I'm always cheering for you. See you next week.